we do. We need them. We need those strategies for living. You ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
I'm ready.
Yeah, you stayed ready.
I'm
and you're especially ready today. Hey, folks, welcome. Welcome into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan. She is psychotherapist, PLPC, Lauren Leon McMillan. You know, we talk, Lauren, how often?
Yep.
About balance.
All the time.
Yeah. I mean, if we say balance once a program, we probably say it, I don't know, 5 times, 10 times a program.
Hopefully. I mean, it's that important.
And so let's add another word in there. Mm-hmm. Life.
Oh, we say that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Put them together?
Yeah, let's put them together. And what have you got?
Balance to life.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we all strive for? Absolutely
we do. And, you know, do you realize that we've got a brand new coaching and wellness center in town? And it happens to be called The Balanced Life.
I do, because we are actually here. We are sitting
You're spilling the beans.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No.
Secret's out.
Secret's out. We are broadcasting at The Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness today. And we're going to meet Stacie Slabaugh. She is our life strategist. We're also going to meet Deb Dede. I'm going to talk about that later. Yep. But The Balanced Life is brand new. And do you remember, you don't remember, Centenary Hardware. There's a lot of people listening that will know where Centenary Hardware was.
I remember the music store.
Yeah. Well, Shreveport Music.
Right.
Also, same location. Shreveport Music has now moved. So same location that Centenary Hardware and Shreveport Music were in is now The Balanced Life.
I used to sleep watching this center right here.
Oh, yeah?
I could look out my window.
Well,
and
yeah,
see it.
you were at Centenary.
Yeah, sure.
Your dorm was right across the street back in the day.
That was my first home away from home.
Yeah, so...
This is my front yard.
You know, we've got a lot to talk about today because wellness is the goal at The Balanced Life, and we're going to learn about biofield tuning. We're going to learn about emotional release and a whole lot more. That is on taps today.
I am super excited.
I knew you would be. And folks, I think you will be too. Thank you for tuning in to Strategies for Living. We appreciate you being with us. We appreciate you joining us. And, Strategies for Living, we're here because the Robinson Film Center makes it possible. And Azalea Cleaners. And Pintail Roofing.
Roof.
And Learning RX. And Hempress, Cannabis with Love, and the Shreveport Little Theater. We are coming back. You're going to learn all about a brand new place, some place you can discover, a place that will empower you, a place that can transform your life. I don't think I'm overstating that.
No.
Going to learn about The Balanced Life, Coaching and Wellness today here on Strategies for Living, and we happen to be broadcasting from this location. We're getting the whole ambiance as we speak. Come back and we'll give a little bit to you here on Strategies for Living. Stay right where you are. Hey, let's talk about the Robinson Film Center, 617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. How many times do I say there is no place like Robinson Film Center?
You don't say it enough.
Well, no, I probably don't. And there is no place like the Robinson Film Center. I mean, where do you go to see current movies that you're not going to see any place else? Well, Robinson Film Center. Find out what's showing at robinsonfilmcenter.org. And then you've got Abby Singer's Bistro, right? Full-service bistro and bar, second floor of the Robinson.
That's what I can't get enough of.
Oh, man. So, here's what you want to do. You want to join the crowd, join the fun, become a member. You get discounts on movies, you get concession upgrades, you get bistro deals. RFC, 617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. RobinsonFilmCenter.org.
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Dawnisa Walker with Learning RX Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, Maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending. Learning RX Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call Learning RX Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child. So does Learning RX Shreveport.
Hey, welcome in. Welcome into Strategies for Living here on 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan. Glad you are with us and glad to be broadcasting from the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness. And the easiest way to tell you about this place is, it's at 117 Kings Highway, but it's right next door to Strawn's. Everybody knows what Strawn's is. So let's welcome into the program she is the coach.
brains.
She's the brain. She's the
brilliance.
Entrepreneur, and she's Stacie Slabaugh. Stacie has an MBA, a Master's of Business from LSUS, and then decided, I like school. So I went to LSUS's doctoral program in leadership. And, you may or may not be familiar with that program, but you can aim that program in a lot of different directions. And so Stacie aimed it at psychology and counseling. And it kind of morphed into where we're sitting right now. Her MBA and her doctorate kind of morphed into the Balanced Life Wellness and coaching. Dr. Stacie Slabaugh, welcome to Strategies for Living.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad you are here. I was going to say glad to be here.
Now we
You're
should
here.
tell people we're saying we're broadcasting. We're broadcasting, but don't run over here right now. Because we're actually
recording, right?
recording
Yeah.
this, so we wanted to come and get the feel.
Yeah.
This, Stacie, this place feels. You feel it the minute you walk into the door. You feel this place.
I've been told that. In
Yeah.
fact, almost everybody that walks in says, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact that Kings Highway can be right outside the window is amazing and speaks volumes to me, that you can then be like transported into this really safe, calm, serene,
Healing environment.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the story. Let's talk about how you got here. Okay, so you go get an MBA. Good for you, and then here's the doctoral program sitting there. LSUS has a doctor in leadership studies, and you can aim it wherever you want to aim it. What was the motivation for you to aim it towards counseling?
Oh, well, it was really a culmination of things that was somewhat lifelong. I always have to laugh when I say it. It was funny when I first started college in my 20s and didn't really know where I wanted to aim. Ended up majoring in business, but didn't know I wanted to do that at that point.
We have similar backgrounds
Yes,
with regard to that.
absolutely, we
Yeah.
do. I was introduced to my first two professors in psychology caused me to fall in love with psychology.
Easy
And
to do.
I said, wow, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And so I went to change my degree, headed towards psychology. And at that point, I discovered that you have to have at least a master's degree, if not a doctorate's degree. And of course,
Right.
I was 20 years old and said, oh, no,
I would never do that.
no, I
Right.
am not staying in school that long.
Well,
And so I didn't. So I switched to business. Found that I was really good at business.
Yeah,
I am very good. I just have a natural business, so I was very good at business. Went back to get my master's degree many years later, and after my master's degree, thought I wanted to teach business.
Yeah.
And so that's really where I was headed with going back to get my doctorate degree.
See, I can see all of that fitting together because you're a natural teacher.
Yeah, I was raised by a teacher. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's there. And I actually used to teach my baby dolls. I tell people.
I love it. I love it.
lined up my baby dolls because
Yep.
I thought I was going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really what I
Yeah.
always wanted to be. And so life took hold though, and I didn't go that route. And so then I thought, okay, well, here's how you bring it back. I will
Right.
teach college.
Right.
So I went back to get my doctorate degree to teach college, and they said, well, you've maxed out all the business courses, so you can't take any more. But there's no more business courses to take,
Yeah.
so you have to.
We've taught you everything we
taught
can.
you everything we know in business. So now you have to aim it somewhere else. And I said, well, that's easy, because even in my master's degree, there were elements of psychology there.
Right. Of course.
In business. And so I said, well, that's really a pretty easy pick. I'm just going to keep going with that underlying psychology theme. Also at that time, I ended up, while I was in school, I ended up incredibly ill. I had a doctor tell me that I would probably be crippled by the time I was 50.
Oh, wow, Stacie.
We went through a horrible, horrible life experience, which I won't share on the radio. But our family also went through a very traumatizing life experience, and
Right.
life seemed to be going off the rails.
Right.
And so I had people telling me the traditional way, and I never stopped going to school, but it was hard, it was stressful,
Right.
and so I ended up doing my dissertation on stress.
Oh,
Well,
There
does
you
that
go.
fit in?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm living an ultimate life of stress that's making me very sick.
right.
And so I do my dissertation on stress, and one thing led to another, and here I am helping you be less stressed so that you can heal.
Yeah.
You know-
it's the ultimate story of taking your wound and making it your wings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and we haven't even gotten into what you do, and I'm so excited to go there.
Yes.
But again, I'm just going to touch on what we've already touched on. You're going to feel that healing when you walk into the door here. You know, you've done such a wonderful job, and it blows me away because I spent time. You know, if you needed a widget, you know, you'd come over to Centenary Hardware, right?
Yes.
And if you got it as a man, I'm talking man now.
Of course.
If you got into Centenary Hardware, you were going to be there a while, you know, because you find the widgets and then there's so much. And, you know, you wouldn't even know that this place used to be Centenary Hardware or Shreveport Music. When you walk in, you feel it.
And I give some of that credit actually to both of those, as you and I talked before, David, the community that was experienced and with Centenary Hardware,
Right.
that still back then, small town feel, community.
Yes.
You walked in and you knew faces that were
Yeah.
there. You knew the people there that were there. You knew the counter.
That
Good
was
things
friendly.
happened
It was
there.
friendly. It was open and
Yes.
helpful. Yeah.
And then beyond that, with Shreveport Music, as we will soon get into, music is healing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so then there was, I don't know how many years, maybe 20, close to 20 years of just music.
Yeah.
Beautiful
In this
music
space. Yeah.
that these walls absorbed.
Yeah.
And so I don't take all the credit for the feeling. I do thank you, and I'm glad it's here, and that is what I'm after. But I think it's what these walls have witnessed.
So you define and the balanced life, and folks, the balanced life is at 117 Kings Highway, right next door to Strawn's. You define this as coaching and wellness, specifically therapeutic coaching. So let's start there. How would you define, what is therapeutic coaching?
It's a blend of things. So while I was doing my concentration in counseling, I fell in love. I fell in love with theory. Lauren and I actually had some classes
Yes,
together.
we
I
did.
found out.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with theory. I fell in love with a lot of it. I do not dismiss it. I do believe it is very relevant and very important. But I had personal reasons for not actually becoming licensed
Right.
as a counselor. But I still loved all of it. And I also was being introduced at that time to different areas such as NLP.
Right. Neuro-linguistic programming.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I kind of simultaneously that I was in the counseling program, also did a coaching program.
Okay.
And so my mind is a little bit different. I twist and blend and make things my own. And I ended up doing that and just landed here beautifully with what is called therapeutic coaching. And it is just really a blend of everything. So I don't do the deep level traumatic
Type of counseling stuff.
Yes, that is what counseling licensed therapy is for.
Right.
And I'm not going to take away from that. But we do use neuro-linguistic programming.
Emotional freedom technique.
EFT. I bring in some of the emotion code.
Right.
It's really aimed towards emotions.
Right.
And basically, we quickly revisit the past to bring it into the present to discover how you now move forward.
Right.
So
Ooh,
there's
that sounds so rich.
quick delve into the past, but we don't stay there.
Yeah.
That's not
you
my
have to
area.
know you have to go there enough to understand
Where it came from.
the background,
Yeah.
the backdrop, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bring that into the present and then discover the best ways to move forward.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, when someone comes in, what's the first step?
I actually have, which most people don't understand. I will be explaining that more and more. But in my discovery session, which is your initial consultation, I now have what's called the hand cradle, the Zyto hand cradle.
Okay.
And it goes off of galvanic skin response. You do
Okay.
not feel anything. It does not hurt in any way. You
Right.
lay your hand on the cradle.
And galvanic skin response is the same way that they do
the lie
lie
detecting
detectors
device.
and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
So they're very
It's just a metal plate that you can put
That
your
you-
hand
yes,
on.
it's
Yeah.
the same thing if you go exercise or you've ever been on exercise equipment and you're
Right.
holding that
Sure.
metal plate,
And it-
that
yeah.
metal
it
rod
reads
tells
your-
you your heart rate
Yes. Yep.
variability,
Absolutely.
your pulse.
If we go to the gym, we're very familiar with this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have you do that, and it will give me some information on your emotions, some
Okay.
emotions that are being stored that
Right.
might be lying outside of your awareness.
And now you're coupling that with you've gotten or you're getting in the overview. So now you've got kind of two layers of information to bring to the table, if you will.
Exactly. We have what you're aware of and
Right.
what you aren't.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Well,
and that is so important.
Yeah.
In terms
because of how much it drives our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of us, we don't know what we don't know. And so part of healing in any modality.
Yes. Is
is
making the unconscious conscious.
There you go. And this is what you are bringing to this community, Stacie,
so
is
thankful.
a quick way to go about making the unconscious conscious.
Which is true healing.
Absolutely. We're talking about, and we are at the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness. They're at 117 Kings Highway. And we'll tell you how to find out more information about them as we move on. How to make an appointment, schedule an appointment for yourself. But stay with us, folks, because we've got a lot more to share about the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness. When you find out everything that's here, you're going to be knocking at the door, I promise you. And we'll be back to learn more right here on Strategies for a Living with Stacie Slabaugh. So stay right where you are. It's been going on for 101 years now. I'm talking about the Shreveport Little Theater. Been enriching our lives through the performing arts and education and opportunities to volunteer service guided by professional artists. They've been at it a long time. And up next, beautiful, the Carole King musical is the summer musical this year. And have you seen the 24-25 season? My goodness. Neil Simon's Brighton Beach memoirs, Steel Magnolias, It's a Wonderful Life, Doubt, I Love You, You're Perfect Now, Change, and then May We All, a new country musical. You need to get your season tickets right now. ShreveportLittleTheater.com. It is American theater at its best at 812 Margaret Place in Shreveport. Shreveport Little Theater. ShreveportLittleTheater.com. And welcome back into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan. Can you believe the power and the magic of radio?
Yeah.
Here we are. We're broadcasting from the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness. And It's wonderful.
It's pretty magical, but I don't know that it's quite as magical as what Stacie's got going on in here.
I totally agree.
It's pretty close.
It is. Well, what Stacie's got going on in here is pretty cool, and it's new. And I'm so glad that she decided after her master's degree and doctoral degree to open up the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness, because this is something unique and new and special for our community.
Absolutely.
You can find out more about what we're talking about. Go to thebalancedlife.us. Go online. And it's so easy. You can even make an appointment. You can check out. There's a lot of information on thebalancedlife.us. And I think you're probably going to want to make an appointment when you see all that is offered. And it starts with tuning the biofield. All right, so tuning the biofield. I don't think I've ever gone to a doctor who, and I go in and the doctor says, okay, I need to tune your biofield.
It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it is
actually.
quite unfortunate. But that's what happens here.
Yes.
And so why is that important, Stacie?
Well, because of our emotions.
Yeah,
It is, so David, I know that you practice EMDR.
I do. Yeah.
So that is one way of affecting your emotions through your kind of the electricity of your
Right.
body.
Right.
And biofield tuning is another.
Okay.
So it actually, I founded it or was led to it.
Right.
Because I have been interested in emotional intelligence since it came out in the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
EQ.
have always been a huge believer in, fan of, and learner of more and more emotional intelligence. It has been wound through all of my work and career.
Right.
And but I also always knew that there was another way to get at it.
Yeah.
Another something else that wasn't quite easily explained in a way to help find, bring up, release, and clear, heal these old emotions that keep us trapped and
Right.
stuck.
Right.
And so several
And
years
sometimes
ago,
we don't even know.
Right.
Something will happen back years and years ago, maybe even from our childhood. And then we layer over it and just keep going. And we don't even know that it's a wound there that has festered and grown. We just know our people around us know what they see us doing.
What they see
Right.
us
And
doing,
we know
yes.
what we're doing. And sometimes we scratch our head and say, why am I doing this? Yeah.
patterns.
Yeah.
Right? Patterns keep being repeated because of those emotions that lie outside of our awareness.
Right.
And you can view that, quote, outside of our awareness as outside of our body in our biofield.
Right.
So our self, our being, our humanness, our light does not stop at the edge of our skin.
Right.
It continues out on average for the average person about 5 or 6 feet
Yeah.
at any given time. It can vary,
Yep.
but the average is about 5 or 6 feet. And we actually have records, our personal records, our memories, our emotions, our stuckness, our energy.
Right.
It is stored within that field, and it and the body, the physical body, act as a mirror towards each other. And so,
And this
we
is
can-
available to us if we know how to get to it. And that's where your training, that's
Yes.
where your experience comes in. Because most of us, even though it is available to us, we don't know.
It's around us.
It's
We're in
around
it
us.
all the
We're
time,
in it,
right?
but we don't, we don't know that we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
And that's where you come in.
Absolutely. So one way, an easy way, a scientific way to understand that is that we're taught in school that anything that is electric, anything that has electric current running through it has a magnetic field around it.
Right.
What we don't know, what we have not been taught, but now science is catching up and absolutely proving beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that we are electric.
Yep.
Right.
So we have an electric field running through us. Every cell in our body, every 40 to 50 trillion cells in our body is a little battery.
Right?
We have electricity running through us, and therefore we have a magnetic field flowing around us.
Right.
And so that's the easiest way to wrap our head around it sometimes.
All right, now this is what's so exciting and should be exciting to everybody listening to us. Because if you begin to understand what you've just said, And we do realize that that's around our physical body. And I come in and I say, you know, Stacie, my left knee is hurting like a son of a gun and has been for several years. And I've been here and I've been there and I've been the other place. And, you know, this person helped me a little bit and this practitioner helped me for a minute or two, but it comes back, you know. So I guess I'm going to ask you an important question. Is it possible for stuff that happened to me back years ago that I really, you know, it's hard for me to remember. Can it manifest in a physical way? Can it make my knee hurt? Can it make my neck hurt? Can it make, you know, can it make my back hurt? Is that possible?
The answer is absolutely. So if you came in saying that you had left knee pain, I would ask you at what point in life, when it started.
Yep.
And to look back around when it started and tell me about any troubles you had with attachments and letting go and obstacles with looking in the future.
Yeah.
And moving forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So different emotions they can vary a little bit, but tend to fall within certain organs and certain areas of our body.
Right.
And so I'm going to tune the incoherence of that knee, that any emotions, any troubles you have had in your life, create an incoherent field in that magnetic field, which then results in an electric charge in the body.
How do you go about once you identify through the process of talking, taking a brief history of someone, and then doing the galvanic assessment, right? How do you go about doing that tuning? Is it? Can you explain that fairly easily, or is that complex?
It is fairly complex, but I would say that I can either for shoulders, so I can tune people's shoulders, and so they would maybe sit in a chair, a low back chair. Most of my clients lie on a massage table. The only thing they have to take off is their shoes.
Okay.
I have weighted forks and unweighted forks.
These are tuning forks.
These are tuning forks,
yes. The weighted tuning forks, you feel the vibration of them.
Right.
So if you came in saying your left knee hurts, then I have a kind of an opening sequence I would go through with you lying on the massage table. But then I would strategically place a couple of weighted tuning forks on your knee and lower leg and all around there and introduce frequency that you feel.
Right.
And then I will go out to the field and work my way in and bring that electromagnetic field into a state of coherence rather than the incoherence that it's currently in that is causing you pain.
Fascinating. Do some people feel the difference right away?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, we have a young lady with us. Her name is Deb Deedy. And Deb, you have been a client here. How did you come to find the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness?
Hi. It was a synchronicity. It was one of those things I wasn't looking for that just appeared. Stacie just appeared.
It happens.
Angelically, almost. I was coming to this location for another event. Yeah. And I walked in and immediately felt this great energy you were talking about.
You felt what we were talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I said, "What do you do here?"
It's got to be magic.
That kind of sounds like what we did when we knocked on the door here. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm a person who's been around energy work and energy healing most of my adult life.
Right.
So I was familiar with some of the things she was starting to explain to me and about her biofield tuning and we all could use a little tune-up.
Amen, sister.
Regardless, we live in such a chaotic world that I didn't have any specific aches and pains, but I did have some sort of non-specific emotional heaviness
Right.
and blockages. And I was doing a lot of inner work on myself. I was meditating, but I wasn't getting to it. I wasn't getting to release it. And I would
Right.
be saying, what's happening? I think I need help.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Knock and the door will be open. Seek and you will
Exactly.
find. And here's Stacie, right?
That's right. Right. And from our very first talk, I felt a resonance with her, and she suggested that we do the biofeedback tuning. And from my very first session, I was kind of hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it
What
feel
was-
like? What does it actually feel like? for you?
It's a very pleasant, all over body feeling. And I would say, even though this doesn't seem to make sense, it's a peaceful, energetic feeling. So
You know,
I
when
felt,
it comes to feeling, it doesn't have to make sense. Feelings aren't right or wrong.
They are.
And sometimes our feelings don't make sense.
Right.
But we know what we feel. And you know what you felt.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was I felt an immediate energy, but a peaceful energy. And it was as if my whole body just immediately went into balance.
Wow.
Hard to describe.
Yeah.
Now I've done like six sessions, I think, since then. And each time I've been here and she's done a treatment with me, I feel it more intensely.
It builds.
It builds.
It builds.
Absolutely.
We are learning today. We're learning about the balanced life, coaching and wellness. It's not brand spanking new, but it's new. You may have passed by it and seen the sign, especially if you go get a cheeseburger or a piece of strawberry pie at Strawn's, because they're 117 Kings Highway, right next to Strawn's. And it's called The Balanced Life. Go to thebalancedlife.us. You're going to find out more. But stay right here, because we've got more, Lauren and I do, with Stacie Slabaugh and with Deb Deedy today here on Strategies for Living, talking about the balanced life, coaching and wellness. Much more to learn. Stay with us here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back. You're going to see the difference. When you go to Azalea Cleaners, you'll hear about it too. Azalea Cleaners has been fine dry cleaning since 1958, plus laundry, alterations and repairs, comforters, wedding gown cleaning and restoration. You'll hear about it from your friends because they'll see it too. They'll notice the Azalea difference. Azalea is convenient. 732 Azalea Drive, 9220 Ellerby Road, and 9227 Mansfield Road. Plus, the front door of your home or business with Azalea's delivery on demand. Just text SETUP to 249-8283, and Azalea will pick up your clothes and deliver them back clean and fresh to you. You can't get closer than that. That's the Azalea difference. You'll notice it right away. Others will too. The Azalea difference. Fine dry cleaning since 1958. Text SETUP to 249-8283 and get the Azalea difference. AzaleaCleaners.com. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan. We are just delighted and honored to be broadcasting from The Balanced Life, Coaching and Wellness today at 117 Kings Highway in Shreveport, right next to Strawn's. You know where everybody knows where Strawn's is.
The original Strawn.
The original Strawn's. And you can find out more about the Balanced Life, Coaching and Wellness, and more about Stacie Slabaugh, our life strategist, by going to thebalancedlife.us. www.thebalancedlife.us. Thebalancedlife.us. And I'll tell you how easy it is. You can even, if you decide, hey, I think I want to make an appointment, well, you can do all of that online. You can also call her, 318-918-4318, if you've got questions. just know that
Or text.
Or text, yeah. Just know that she's probably busy working with somebody, so it may be a minute, But you return phone calls. I know that to be a fact because you returned mine. So okay, so let's kind of move from where we were talking last segment. So I come in. I'm gonna tell you why I'm here and the things that are concerning me. You're going to give me some information that may be totally out of my conscious, and then you're going to recommend kind of a pathway. And the neat thing about this, and I think Deb Dede touched on it, it's quick. It's quick. It's easy. How long does a typical session last, Stacie?
Biofield tuning sessions or coaching sessions are 1 hour.
Okay.
If you come in solely, I also have what's called a sound lounge. We won't get into all that, but there are some things that only require 30 minutes.
Okay.
Emotion code, body code is one of those
Okay.
that only requires 30 minutes if you do that solo.
Right. Now, I'm glad you mentioned one of the things that you do, and I think you're the only biofield tuning practitioner
In the state of Louisiana.
Oh, I love it. And you may be the only one that is practicing actively the emotion code and the body code. Some people may be familiar with Dr. Bradley Nelson's books, and they're fascinating.
Yes.
However, it's like a lot of things. And Deb, I think you said that you were familiar with Dr. Nelson before you met. You were familiar with Dr. Nelson's work before you met Stacie, and you had actually tried to do some work on yourself, right?
Yes, that's right. I've had his books since, several years. I've worked with them several years.
Right.
I find them fascinating and very helpful.
Right.
But having a second person, actually doing the one that's asking the questions and...
What difference did that make for you? You obviously had tried to work on it with yourself. Once you came in and found out that Stacie worked with this, what was the difference between the self and having someone do it with you?
Well, first of all, Stacie's very intuitive and just naturally. And she would ask the questions that are pretty standard with that modality. But she was asking them in such a way that one seemed to lead to the next. And I saw a pattern emerging that I had never seen on my own.
Right.
This was within about 10 minutes. And as soon as she kind of brought that pattern to my attention, to my awareness, I immediately connected it with something that I had not been able to connect to before. And I could see it. And I said, oh my goodness, I know what I've been doing. I know what I've been repeating.
Yeah.
And now I have the clarity that allows me to just see it and say, I don't think I want to do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even in the questions that you ask, Stacie, even in those questions, there is potential healing that takes place from the knowledge of the questions you're asking.
Well, absolutely, right. Bringing it into awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what hurts us the most is really what lies, as we said a few minutes ago, what lies outside of our awareness.
Right.
Those things we aren't aware of, they're still in there. They haven't gone anywhere. We suppressed them, we pushed them down, we shoot them away. We thought we did whatever with them, and we thought they left. Bad news, they didn't.
They don't go anywhere.
They didn't go anywhere. They hang out and cause disturbances.
They hang out
Dis-ease,
and you know, they cause dis-ease, yes, and they cause stress. I know you guys at this table are aware. Folks, I don't know if you're aware that the CDC says it estimates that 90%, 9 out of 10 doctor visits in the United States are the visits are the cause of the visits. The reason that the person goes to the doctor is stress. That number blows me away. You know, we're a stressed out society.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
The body cannot heal if it is in the state of fight or flight.
Yeah.
Fight, flight, or freeze.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So when we get stressed, we go into the fight or flight stage,
Right.
and our adrenals get overactive and we get adrenal burnout.
And for some people, that lasts for literally years.
Yes.
Weeks, months, and years, doesn't it?
The body is made to go to see the bear,
Run.
go into fight or flight.
Right.
That gives you the power, so all of your energy goes to your limbs so you can flee or fight.
Right?
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 So the center part shuts down. You don't digest, you don't think, you don't do anything. You run or you fight.
Yeah.
Or you lay down and play dead.
Right.
And so when we stay there, the body can't work. It's not working.
No.
Right. And so that's one of the quote unquote magic things. It's not magic, but it might feel like magic to people because what you're doing is you're trying to help people, all of us, manage stress and understand our emotions just a little bit better. And once we get that, we're moving towards the balanced life, a balanced life, aren't we?
Life, yes. Coherence and healing.
Yeah.
Really
Did that
touched us.
name, The Balanced Life, just download to you?
It absolutely did. And, you know, it is funny. Me and my mother are nothing alike. And so I don't, I just do my thing. And I don't really get permission from anybody to do it. And so I didn't talk to her about any of this. I started my business. I did my thing, went into practice. And all of a sudden, not too long ago, she looks at me one day and she says, "Did you know that your logo and your name and your sign and everything is like just you?"
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's wonderful when something comes together.
And you know what? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I like that.
I love it.
Beautiful.
All right. Folks, you're going to want to check out the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness. You're going to want to find out about what biofield tuning is and how important it can be to you. You're going to want to find out about emotion release because once you address the biofield, once you release the emotions that might be trapped either in your physical body or in one of your other subtle bodies, that stuff starts happening. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Want to find out more about this? thebalancedlife.us. You can make an appointment right from the website. You can also call 318-918-4318. The Balanced Life, Coaching and Wellness, and Stacie Slabaugh, our life strategist here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
Wow. That's all I've got to say. Wow. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Strategies for Living. We are at the Balanced Life Coaching and Wellness, and that's why I'm saying, wow. Stacie Slabaugh, what have you done here? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing this place of healing and wellness. And I'm going to go one step further, this place of hope into Shreveport, Bossier City. And what do you want? What do you want to really, people that have been listening to us today, people that are listening right now, what do you want them to take away from our visit today and from you bringing the Balanced Life? And by the way, folks, it's at 117 Kings Highway. Everybody knows where Strawn's is, the original Strawn's. It's right next door, down from Strawn's. So what do you want to leave us with today?
I like the word you just said, hope. For me, it's a sense of empowerment. My goal is to empower people, to help them change their minds, change your mind, change your life.
Yes.
And to see that healing is possible. You don't have to
Yes.
continue to live in that stress state, that chaotic state.
Yeah.
That you can come into balance, into coherence, into harmony, and whatever your dis-ease, I can assist you on your journey of healing.
Once you do that balancing in the field, whatever might be going on in the body,
And bringing
you know.
that to conscious awareness.
yeah, just stand back and watch what happens. Watch what happens.
Exactly.
And thebalancedlife.us, you're going to make an appointment right there on the website. Stacie Slabaugh, I look forward to the next time we visit here on Strategies for Living. Deb Dede, thank you for being with us. And folks, thank you. Lauren, of course, thank you.
Always.
And folks, thank you for being with us here on Strategies for Living. We do this for you. And so come back and join us often. Tell your friends about us. And we appreciate our sponsors making it all possible. Azalea Cleaners, the Robinson Film Center, Pintail Roofing, Learning RX, Empress, Cannabis with Love, and the Shreveport Little Theater. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call to make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Stacie and for Deb and for Lauren, I'm David. See you next time on Strategies for Living.